If you're feeling a bit lost or uninspired, something you can do is listen or read the biographies of people who have achieved something that you want to achieve, or they have a spirit that you would like to have more of. And here's two of my favorite autobiographies. One of them is Pimp by Iceberg Slim, and the other one is Malcolm X's autobiography. The reason why I love Iceberg Slim's one is he starts off as an abused child, and he then grows up to become a pimp, learning the game, being excellent at it. And the reason why it's called Iceberg is because he's ice cold, he's emotionless. But by the end, he actually has a relationship. So he goes from being this pimp who's controlling women to having a real relationship with one. And through his writing, he finds his strength. And in his writing, he is being open and honest and candid and real about, his experiences, which is the complete opposite from what he would have done as a pimp, because he describes his experiences as, him needing to maintain control and maintain an image. And it just shows a transcendence from his initial defense and response to being a victim. His initial way of protecting himself, which made sense at the time, he's gone beyond that and matured into someone who can be real and have a relationship and be real with his audience and write something that's going to benefit people. I love Malcolm X's one for a similar reason. Malcolm X goes from a traumatized childhood to initially, him wanting, he becomes a gangster, and then you see him become someone who really wants to stand up and fight for his people and wants them to have autonomy and to fight for themselves and to educate themselves and to have their own power. And, he joins a religion which helps him to achieve that end. And, he's really dedicated. But by the end, you see Malcolm X go from someone who wants to fight for his people to discovering what it means to be a real humanitarian. It's not just about his race, which is understandable at the time, but he sees what it is to be a humanitarian, to fight for human rights. And you also see him go from being someone who is in a religion that's, just for his race, to discovering what real Islam is, And I find that a beautiful transcendence from his initial defense and his initial way of protecting himself from being a victim. And it goes back to what I was saying, to love is the most courageous thing we can do, because in both of those stories, they both went from possession and control as a means of, protecting themselves in relationship to actually finding love, or at least seeking it. And that's why I love those stories. So, enough about me. Go look up some biographies and share what you love about those biographies, how they inspired you.